Shedeur Sanders at a crossroads. Insider reveals his standing as Browns bench Joe Flacco for rookie Dillon Gabriel. The Cleveland Browns are no strangers to quarterback controversies. From the post-Bernie Kosar carousel of the 1990s to the ill-fated Johnny Manziel experiment, and the still uncertain Deshaun Watson saga, the Browns' search for stability at football's most important position has often resembled a long, painful quest. Now, in 2025, the drama has taken a fresh twist, with rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders caught in the middle of it all. The team's 1-3 start has forced head coach Kevin Stefanski's hand. Joe Flacco, the grizzled veteran who once lifted a Super Bowl trophy, has been benched after a disastrous string of outings that left Cleveland's playoff hopes hanging by a thread. In his place, Stefanski has turned to Oregon rookie Dillon Gabriel, who will make his first NFL start against the Minnesota Vikings in London. But the spotlight isn't just on Gabriel. It's also on the man who isn't starting, Shedeur Sanders, son of the iconic Deion coach Prime Sanders. Drafted in the 5th round of the 2025 NFL Draft, Shedeur came into the league with enormous hype. Some believed he could immediately compete for the starting role. Instead, he now finds himself stuck as QB3, watching the franchise pivot toward Gabriel while his own opportunities remain frozen. This isn't just about depth charts. It's about legacies, expectations, and whether the Browns have already made up their mind about Sanders before he's even had a chance to truly prove himself. The insider's stinging words. The latest twist came when an insider appeared on the Dan Patrick Show. Asked if Dillon Gabriel was truly ready to start for the Browns, the insider made a telling remark that not only framed Gabriel's situation but also delivered a backhanded dismissal of Sanders' readiness. Eventually, but Joe Flacco still gives the Browns the best chance to win right now, the insider said. The schedule's been brutal, but eases up after a trip to Pittsburgh. And then my source follows up by saying, I know a quarterback who isn't ready to start. The Shedeur Sanders clickbait continues. The comment was casual, almost tossed aside as an afterthought, but its sting was unmistakable. While acknowledging Gabriel might not be fully ready, the insider made it clear. In the Browns' eyes, Shedeur Sanders isn't close. For a young quarterback who just months ago was hailed as one of college football's brightest stars, it was a sobering reality check. Joe Flacco's fall from grace. The Browns' decision to bench Joe Flacco wasn't surprising, but it was symbolic. Flacco, at 40, had been brought in to provide stability, a stopgap solution until the younger quarterbacks found their footing. Instead, his numbers told a story of decline that Cleveland could no longer ignore. Through 4 games, Flacco had thrown 6 interceptions, lost 2 fumbles, and managed only 815 passing yards with a 58% completion rate. The Browns' offense sputtered, ranking near the bottom of the league in nearly every major category. Once known for his steady hand and big-game composure, Flacco now looked like a relic of a bygone era. His benching was inevitable. The only real question was, who would replace him? Dillon Gabriel gets his shot. That answer came in the form of Dillon Gabriel, the former Oregon Ducks quarterback who had impressed scouts with his accuracy and quick decision-making in college. Though smaller than the prototypical NFL passer at just under 6 feet tall, Gabriel had earned a reputation as a gamer, unafraid of pressure, adept at extending plays, and always willing to take chances downfield. Gabriel's limited action in Week 4 didn't exactly set the world on fire, but it was enough for Stefanski to hand him the keys against the Vikings in London. It's a bold move, one that signals Cleveland is ready to embrace a potential youth movement rather than cling to the past. But in giving Gabriel the opportunity, the Browns also sent a not-so-subtle message to Shedeur Sanders. The road to the starting job doesn't run through you, at least not yet. Shedeur's flash of promise. For Sanders, the situation is maddening precisely because he has shown flashes of real promise. In preseason action, he completed 17 of 29 passes for 152 yards and 2 touchdowns. In his Week 1 preseason start against the Carolina Panthers, he looked poised and sharp, completing 14 of 23 passes for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns in a convincing 30-10 win. It was the kind of debut that made fans believe he might leapfrog into the QB2 role, if not challenge Flacco outright. Instead, The Browns appeared unconvinced. Despite the strong start, Sanders was relegated back to QB3, a spot he has yet to escape. The frustration is palpable. For a player raised under the glare of the spotlight, who turned Colorado football into must-see television during his time under Coach Prime, this kind of stagnation feels unnatural. The Instagram post, Cotton Candy. When news broke that Gabriel, not Sanders, would be the one to replace Flacco, Shedeur offered little in the way of an official statement. But he did post something on Instagram, a picture of himself alongside rookie running back Quinton Judkins, with a cryptic caption, Cotton Candy. 2 words, no context. Fans and media outlets immediately began dissecting it. Some interpreted it as a playful jab at Gabriel, suggesting the flashy rookie was all sugar and no substance. Others saw it as a sign of Shedeur's frustration, a way of saying he wasn't being taken seriously. Whatever the true meaning, the post only fueled speculation. In a league where every tweet, every post, every emoji can become a headline, Shedeur had spoken volumes without saying much at all. The irony of Baltimore. Perhaps the cruelest twist in this saga is the irony of Sanders' draft day decision. Reportedly, Shedeur turned down the chance to be drafted by the Baltimore Ravens, believing it would be too difficult to ever replace Lamar Jackson. Now, just months later, Jackson is injured, and Baltimore is desperate for quarterback help. Had Sanders chosen differently, he might have already been thrust into a starting role, writing a completely different rookie story. Instead, he sits in Cleveland, third on the depth chart, watching Dillon Gabriel take the opportunity that slipped through his fingers. Deion's shadow. Adding another layer of complexity is the ever-present influence of Deion Sanders. Coach Prime is one of the most recognizable figures in sports, and his larger-than-life persona has both elevated and complicated his son's journey. On one hand, Deion's guidance and support have given Shedeur confidence, resilience, and a platform few rookies enjoy. On the other hand, his presence looms so large that many question whether Shedeur can ever truly escape the narrative of being Deion's son, rather than simply being Shedeur Sanders, quarterback. Even in Cleveland, far removed from Colorado's college stage, the family drama follows. Every Instagram post, every sideline glance, every smile from Deion becomes a story. For Shedeur, the challenge is not just proving himself to coaches and teammates, but carving out his own identity in a league that rarely shows patience. Fan reactions. Hope versus skepticism. Among Browns fans, the debate rages. Some are calling for Shedeur to get his shot immediately, citing his preseason performance and questioning why Gabriel is leapfrogging him on the depth chart. Others argue that he simply isn't ready, that the insider was correct, and that the Browns can't afford to risk throwing him into the fire prematurely. On social media, the divide is sharp. Play Shedeur. Gabriel hasn't shown anything yet. At least Sanders has pedigree. Stop with the hype. He's not ready. He's living off his dad's name. Flacco was done. Sanders should have been QB2 from the start. Gabriel fits Stefanski's system better. It's that simple. No matter which side fans fall on, one truth is undeniable. Shedeur Sanders is one of the most polarizing rookies in the league. The road ahead. As the Browns prepare for their showdown with the Vikings in London, all eyes are on Dillon Gabriel. If he thrives, the Browns may rally around him as their quarterback of the future. If he struggles, the calls for Shedeur will only grow louder. For now, though, Shedeur Sanders remains in limbo, talented enough to intrigue, yet not trusted enough to play. His journey is far from over, but the road has already taken unexpected turns. From preseason promise to cryptic Instagram posts, from being dismissed as clickbait to watching another rookie leapfrog him, Sanders' rookie season has become a case study in how quickly the NFL can humble even the brightest prospects. The question now is whether Shedeur will use this adversity as fuel, or whether the Browns' decision-making has already set him on a path where opportunity may never come in Cleveland. One thing is certain: the story of Shedeur Sanders is only just beginning.